The last time the game has crashed, however, I did manage to take this province, the settlement, anyway. We have been fighting this insurgency for a time now, however, they have finally been dealt with. We see that the Greece has successfully manned the border with us. Here we can take a look at simplified terrain map mode, and we can see that there are woods. Obviously, woods provide some cover for the defenders, mountains, a very difficult terrain to fight in, and hills, also a difficult terrain to fight in. Furthermore, we see that there are not that many plains here, only a road to Athens, and even then there's a forest in Amphissa. In any case, breaking through the front, it wouldn't be that easy anyway. I'm going to stop these headquarters from moving any further. And it's good that we are producing these mountain regiments here, because these mountain brigades are going to be trained specifically in fighting on the hills, and more precisely, I'm very much eager to fight the Greeks if they choose to continuously further join the allies, because as you can see they are moving towards the allies, which isn't something I want to see, you know. So we see who's moving towards the Axis and who's moving towards the allies. In any case, Italy is the closest. We're just behind Hungary, Portugal, Austria. We are hearing from our allies or partners in Germany that Hitler is very eager in annexation of Austria. This would give Hitler and the Nazis a border with us. Furthermore, he is not very kind of pleased with the Czechs here. The Nazis assumed that nobody would defend the Czechs. However, the Czechs, as you can see, have built themselves very tough fortifications all over the place. So that's a thing to note. And that's that for the politics right now. We are currently having 4 armies. Obviously, these are not fully manned armies. We have 10 corpses that are not fully manned and 47 divisions, and some of these would require additional strength. For example, our internal security divisions that currently consist of cavalry brigade, recon cavalry, and an HQ would need to be supplemented by internal security police regiments who are going to direct the soldiers, and with such a support, the internal security units wouldn't have a problem dealing with any kind of rebellion, even if the rebellion consists of a couple of thousand heavily armed rebels. So if British or whichever nation out there sails in with 50 containers full of weapons and ammunition, our internal security units would be able to not only find this out and kind of try to stop this, but they would actually be able to use their own military purpose humans and fight the rebellion. Okay. All in all, the positioning of our troops currently isn't very important, and I like the way things look just now. I'm going to travel to the most important city in our country, that's Zagreb, from my capital, and I'm going to stay there and do my work. As you can see, if you haven't forgotten, this city right here is very important. It gives us level 90 industry, and this is all I did myself. Look at that. It gives us massive electricity, rare materials, steel production. No oil, because I didn't want that. There should be some resources that lack numbers. Furthermore, there's something we need to check this out. Oil is something we lack, and that's bad, and we wouldn't want to kind of have this problem too much. Soviet Union is producing a surplus of 113. That's a nation we could try to have a relationship with. The difference between our neutrality and the highest threat against us is too high. This value is 75, while it needs to be lower than 15. I kind of suspect that we only need to lower our neutrality, and we could join a faction. Let's see if that works for everybody else. They are not the leader of allies. Okay, United Kingdom. The difference between our neutrality and the highest threat against us is too high. This value is 75, but it needs to be lower than 15. Okay, what about the Soviet Union? It looks like it's the same. It needs to be lower than 15. And offer trade agreement. So let's try and have a deal with the Soviets. What we're interested most is buying a lot of oil. Look at that. We would offer them quite a bit of money, which we do have quite a bit also, and they would sell us the oil, which is a lot of oil, 50 crude oil a day. So that's massive number of tons. And we could only do this for maybe 5 days, I guess, unless we would be able to reduce the money. However, it doesn't look so. So let's accept this and send the proposal. We'll see what will this entail. All right. As you can see, the time from the lowest level goes really slow, and even if I increase the levels, the time doesn't really go that much. And it's all about the battle. Some of the battles are kind of so, crucial that they're gonna last for a short time, or some of the battles are so long they're gonna last days, so you have to kind of work this out. We have lost the effects of tiny IC minor LS boost. It looks like I'm consistently getting this. In any case, look at that. We did manage to get this agreement in place, and our oil stockpiles are consistently increasing now. I really like to see that. That's beautiful, and we're going to reduce our money to maybe a couple of 100 billion, and I think that's all we need. Furthermore, inefficient research. Oh, look again. Ammunition capacity armament is 2 years ahead in research. Ammunition capacity armament. So where is that exactly? I'm missing something. So first of all, let's look for armament. Here, armament. Ammunition capacity. By enlarging the ammo capacity, the aircraft could hit more enemy planes in the air, but also at the cost of more weight. Okay, this is important because if we won't look at this, it's gonna be worse for us. Interceptor fighters give us some air defense and air attack. Fighter armament eventually began to be mounted inside the wings, outside the aircraft, outside the arc of the propeller, though most designs retained two synchronized machine guns directly ahead of the pilot, where they were more accurate. That being the strongest part of that structure, rifle caliber 30 and 303 in 7.62mm caliber guns remained the norm, with larger weapons either being too heavy and cumbersome or deemed unnecessary against such a lightly built aircraft. It was not considered unreasonable to use World War I style armament to counter enemy fighters, as there was insufficient air-to-air combat during most of the period to disprove this notion. Okay, we're gonna go for that then, and this should solve our things. Now IC is being wasted. I think IC is being wasted here on the consumer goods. However, this has to be kind of directed carefully, because our consumer goods will consistently increase. If we are overproducing these things, it's certainly not going to be much worse. Okay. Furthermore, our ships. So what do we have here? We have a couple of these fleets. That's a submarine. And let's send our submarine. Oh, I can't. Look at that. What kind of submarine is this? Okay. What does he have? I haven't renamed these yet. I may rename these a little bit later. A submarine technology. It looks like a submarine technology will be increased. And let's take a look at the range. Max speed. And range 1100 kilometers. I like that it's in kilometers. Distance 17 kilometers. So where would you go? Where would you go? You can move here. You can move here. So it can kind of protect this area right here. Can you move here? No. Yay. That's the furthest it can go on this side. And that's the furthest it can go on that side. So there's a thing with this. In any case, we can allow them to patrol selected province and surrounding area, attempt to intercept and engage hostile units when they appear in selected province and surrounding area, sort to selected provinces and engage any enemy found there. If any hostile forces are found, return to base. I don't get it. Why would you attack hostile forces and after noticing hostile forces you would go back? So let's read this again. Sort to the selected province and engage any enemy found there. So that's kind of makes sense, right? If no hostile forces are found, return to the base. So it looks like I read it wrongly. So if he won't find anything, he returns to base. Convoy raiding. So first of all, we're just going to kind of issue you a patrol order. Furthermore, let's see what happens next. We have light cruiser, a destroyer, and a passenger ship. Oh wow, look at that. That's what we need, obviously. These are the passenger ships that should be able to carry out troops. Transfer capability 127. Amphibious invasion speed minus 100. Amphibious craft defense minus 100. Okay, passenger ship, a liner. Can we rebuild these ourselves? These liners. No, it doesn't look so. It looks like we've bought this ship from somewhere. Okay, I think that it would be a good idea to simply merge these into one. And now we can see how far we can sail. It looks like they can sail far. Also, they cannot sail far. So their range is 1,500 kilometers. So what does that mean? That means that they have to redock somewhere else. So they have to maybe redock somewhere here to attack Gibraltar, which is bad. For example, taking Crete is important, obviously. So after taking Crete, we could be able to dock somewhere else. In any case, I'm going to kind of just stay here for the time being. We are reorganizing it a little bit. We just need to rename them if I want that, and then we could do some exercises here and there. Okay, the time can pass by. For the time being, we won't care too much about our lack of officers here. I'm just going to make sure that they're up to the number a little bit later. You can exchange the percentages of IC for a specific resource over the next 6 months. So let's take a look at this. Convert IC. This allows you to trade your IC for extra resources. So what do we have? Gain 500 materials, lose 1000 supplies, 1000 money. That's losing way too much money, I would say. Yugoslavia gets rares from IC, and that's same with everything else. I think that it's bad. It's really bad. 500 rares, 500 fuel for 1000 supplies and 1000 money. I think this is a bad deal. Why? Because with the Soviets, we made an outstanding deal some time ago. Not so far from here, from now. Not worth it. What else? Second, naval treaty. But first of all, fascist militia brigade. It looks like the fascist militias are getting into our military structure. Poorly armed and composed of political indoctrinated volunteers from various nations, fascist military units played a key role in the war behind the lines, fighting partisans and keeping supply lines clear. These units are quick and cheap to raise, with an added bonus of being good partisan fighters. So, who are these people? They are actually individuals comprised of citizens who were lucky enough to join the fascist militia, or who were actually fascists and who joined it. Now, why they're lucky? Because they don't have to fight in the front. They stay somewhere behind, they attack the villages and kill or imprison whoever they seem to be against their occupation or against their nation's views. So this could be just simply unemployed men with a real commanding officer who kind of trains them and directs them. So they enter this village, for example, and this officer kind of goes through the people, speaks with them, and then he decides, okay, you said something about like uprising, so you have to be jailed. You know what I mean? There's probably no trial, no nothing. So they're kind of lucky that they don't have to be fired, but they are kind of considered to be evil after the war because they enforced like their own will upon people. In any case, we're going to activate this unit. Engine type, aircraft protection level, and tank armor type. Light protection will allow your aircraft to maintain greater range and speed in combat with less fuel usage. Such aircraft will be cheaper and faster to build. Heavy protection will give your aircraft greater hitting power and ability to absorb damage at the cost of some speed and range without significant investment in tech and counter this. Such aircraft will become much more expensive but potentially more durable. The type of engine chosen unlocks the related AFV engine tech. Choosing gasoline tech will give an overall supply bonus, speed bonus, and small amounts of toughness. Choosing diesel engines will give better combat performance, battle speed, and better toughness. The type of armor unlocks the tech of the research for your AFVs. Welded armor will increase the strength and protection with slower build time. Cast armor offers fast build time with less AFV armor protection. So let's see. Light aircraft gasoline engine. So air build speed reduced, supply through output increased, armor build speed increased, heart attack increased. I like that. Let's see heavy aircraft. Gasoline engine. Air organization increased, supply through output increased, armor build speed decreased, heart attack. I like that. That's gasoline engine. Welded armor, cast armor. Okay, heart attack reduced. Now, let's see. Heavy aircraft, diesel engine, wielded armor, hard attack, air organization. Increase. I like that. And this gives us air intercept efficiency increase also. It's just gonna take